Have you pressed buttons?
I don't know what's going on. I'll never know.
At least in the Hangouts for streaming, it used to have the
Yeah,
little
it
icon right there.
doesn't tell you anything.
Oh no!
Oh, I think we're live. We've been live for 15 seconds.
Ooh, hello everyone.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Twitch because YouTube sucks. That is the new message. If anybody doesn't know why we're on Twitch, if we are indeed on Twitch, I'm not even sure this is recording. It's because YouTube sucks. They took out Hangouts from YouTube. We can no longer use them. And yeah, so it used to be it'd be real easy on Hangouts. You'd go on YouTube, you just hook it into Hangouts, and it would just play. But no, now we're stuck to this. Also, I'd like to apologize for my camera. I don't know why it looks like crap. Me and Jack have the exact same camera. Look how good Jack's looks.
Does it?
Jack's looks great. Mine looks terrible. Look how grainy it is. I don't know what's up with that. I could try to fix it, but I don't know why. I think it's something to do with my computer. I don't know. And yeah, so here we are on Twitch. Twitch is a lot easier to use, it seems. You have to use a third-party software, but it actually worked, unlike YouTube. Jack, we decided that YouTube's trying to shut down streamers. Is that what we decided?
That's my theory. Every eye that's watching a popular YouTube, a content creator is not watching CNN, is not watching, the new housewives of Las Vegas or whatever it is, and that's money out of their pockets. So the more often you hear about YouTubers, how they're, Nazis or child touchers or, telling your children to murder, just consider the source.
I still don't know if we're live. I'm
Oh.
making sure because that'd be funny if we were.
I did have an email notification that we were live on Twitch.
I don't know. If anybody can see us, please let us know in either Discord or the Twitch chat. Say hi, because yeah, no idea. It's one of those things you can't tell what's going on.
Not yet. This is our inaugural. This is our first foray.
So I have no idea, because once again, actually, the Twitch. The reason I'm looking down is because I'm using a tablet, trying to see Twitch on tablet, and it sucks. And we did get a chat from Rick, who said, if only he could watch. Well, that doesn't help. Rick, we need somebody who's actually watching, not somebody who can't watch.
Come on, Rick.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. Yeah, so hopefully it is playing live.
Rick Hall.
Yes.
Met on many occasions at Adepticon, who ran the last Deadzone tournament and did a wonderful job. Speaking of which, you know how it is when something's run terribly and you hear about it forever and ever, and it becomes, more talked about than anything. But when someone does a good job, it just, that it was, and it's gone. The amount of times we harped on some of the problems we've had with tournaments in the past, I think we owe it to someone who runs a good tournament to give equal billing, don't you think? To say that.
Are you talking about Rick?
Yes.
Not Coach? Oh, you're going to dig a Coach this early in the show, Jack?
I didn't go to that tournament. I'm just saying. You're the only one that could have done that, and you didn't. So I'm going to have to say maybe you didn't care for that tournament. Actually, you didn't go back to that tournament, did you? You went once and then you didn't go back. That says more about. That says volumes, actually.
So I see what you did there. I tried to catch you in the trap, and you swung it around on me. I get you now.
I don't know.
Anybody who runs a tournament is okay in my book, because I would want to do that. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But yes, Michigan Mantic Weekend is next weekend at the time of this live show. Speaking of which, this live show will be available for 14 days after this. That's it. I'm going to see if I can upload it onto YouTube, but I won't make any promises because YouTube sucks. We've already decided that. But we will be, hopefully, as long as everything goes right, we will be at Michigan Mantic Con next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I guess it is. And I think both me and you, Jack, are in the Dreadball tournament because that was part of the deal.
Yes. Speaking of which, I'm going to need to know. I think it's a 1,200 point.
Yes.
But I haven't made a team yet, and I don't know exactly what that entails. If I need to get a cheerleader with those points or something, I don't know yet. So,
my team was created for me, and I have no idea any of the rules. I just went on the chat and said, "Create me a team, people. This is what I have," and they did. So there you go.
Are you bringing a Deadzone strike team?
I don't think so. I think actually we're going to be recording the podcast during Deadzone. That seems like the only time available, unless it's like late at night. The Dreadball tournament doesn't end till 10 p.m., so either we record after Dreadball, which would be quite late, or we do it during Deadzone. So that's what we're going to see.
Oh.
Because Friday night we're going to get in, and I think it's just going to be everybody get to see each other. And then Saturday is Deadzone in the morning, Dreadball in the afternoon, and then Sunday, I'm pretty sure we're going to be leaving quite early for us all to get back. So, yes, that is the plan so far. And Beetle is in the chat, which is good. Beetle, if you can hear us and see us, please let us know. Someone, Terrainaholic is there. Bill and Sue, please let us know if we're live. And, yeah. So, hopefully it's working. If not, watch it later. Hopefully it's recording at very least. Yeah. So, this is a live show. What do we usually do on live show? Not much, right, Jack?
Usually it's a lot less technically unbalanced, but this is our first time. We're going to try this on Twitch and see it. As of even just yesterday, Rob was pretty sure there was going to be no more live shows because he had been working diligently trying to get something sorted out with YouTube. And if this works, and we get proficient in this might be the wave of the future. But we'll see. We'll see.
People are so. Draenalok said we are live, and Beetle said I can see you and almost see Jack. Is it because Jack's in a dark room, or is it because something's wrong with the feed? Hopefully, it's just because Jack's in a slightly dark room. People for some reason hate it when we sit in the dark, Jack.
Or it's because it's just a little picture in the corner and it never gets big because you don't want to put me on the big screen.
Well, that's true too. But right now you're on the big screen. I have to control it. I have to click on it. I have to be an actual director here. It's not like, once again, like normal Hangouts, it would switch automatically to people talking, but this does not. It's all what you see on my screen is what you get. That's why I can't do anything on my computer, because I'm just screencasting this. This is how it's working on the old Twitch, because we kind of got to work around, because I don't know how to do multiple people on normal Twitch, so there you go. And, yeah. So, Jack, you wanted to talk about something. You have a very serious subject to talk about, I think.
No.
Jack, it's yes and.
Oh, we're doing improv now, are we?
I didn't know where to go from there. Yeah, the show is really about nothing. We just wanted to make sure we got one in for August. We didn't do a live show in August yet. August was pretty busy. Early August, I went to Gen Con, and Team Building Exercise came out. The Veerman. I think everybody was happy with that. Jack, did you listen to that episode?
Yes, I did.
It was all good?
I had said that I sounded a little softer than everyone else, and that has been confirmed in Discord that indeed my vocals are a little. So for the next one, I'm going to be all up in here, like, "Hey, everyone," like that.
Yes. Yeah. We'll have to make sure you're all equaled out. We have to hear you. And also, between Coach and I, we're pretty loud too, so
And I was at work, and Schultze sends me a message and says, I was laughing at one point. He goes, oh, I think it was Georgie had said something, or no, it was Boomer had said something. And I in the background, you can hear me go, we're not doing phrasing anymore. He says, oh, I laughed so hard. And I was like, oh, thanks, whatever. And then a little while later, he goes, 15 minutes in, something else made me laugh. And I said, well, I appreciate that you appreciate our...
That's all that matters, right? You make a few people laugh.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
The information's secondary, I think.
And, yeah. Well, definitely when we have the information, it's always wrong, so... especially that Veerman one, none of us actually did any of the new stuff, so that was kind of an issue for the new show to have all old stuff, so pretty much. Although the Veerman list changed. I did put all stuff that had changed, at least. I just didn't put any Chargers in there. Yeah,
we did do new lists. I took Rat Swarms as troops, you took Nightmares as troops.
Yeah,
new.
And Rat Swarms, yeah.
So... It wasn't
and I had the Piper in my list.
It's not that we didn't make lists that were new. We just didn't take some of the newer troops. Like I've been looking forward to painting those Volt Chasers, and I haven't had a chance yet to.
Yes, you've been a busy boy.
Busy boy.
And we did also have the Deadzone podcast 99 came out. With Pat, we wrapped up Gen Con, and it was just pretty much what happened. I think it was A-okay. Jack didn't talk much because he didn't have much to say on that one.
I was talking a lot, but you have me muted so low that no one can hear me. That's the problem.
What it was. Yeah, it's true. You got to sit close to your mic. Actually, wasn't that it was there in the Pat show that at the very beginning we couldn't hear you very well. So maybe it's a mic issue or a Skype issue, maybe even.
We did have very briefly. I cut out, so that's at the beginning of that episode. You can hear Pat and Rob.
We thought you were captured.
Yeah, absconded with. I'd been kidnapped. The outtake was that it just, and it only happened at once.
Yeah, but maybe it happened. I listened not very much, and I listen at high speed when I'm editing. So if there was another mess up, I might not have noticed it. So maybe it did just drop out a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
I don't know. Skype's one of those things that hasn't gotten better either.
No. Once again, that's gotten worse. Technology. Maybe I should turn this light on. Look at that. Look how bright I am now. Didn't improve my camera any. Still, look at this all fuzz over this side. Look at that. You can barely see my transformers. It's terrible.
You can see.
I don't know. You got a little bit of in the darkness off to your one side there. You got a little bit of some artifacts going on. Yep. Your pole is sneaking up on you. Yeah. So let's answer some questions. We were supposed to do questions for 100, but most likely it's not going to happen.
Yeah, we'll be doing it in Michigan. There'll be a whole other vibe. So people were very nice, and they offered to ask some questions, or to ask us some questions that would, for a nice wrap up. But if we don't get to them on the 100, it'll be the last chance. So we thought we'd better.
Yep. So, sorry, was issue there. The first question is Deadzone. Favorite faction and why? Jack, what's your favorite faction? Like you always say multiple factions. Let's pin it down to a single one faction and why you love them.
Yeah, that's a good question because it changes throughout the history. Mine had always been the Plague because that's what I started with, and I just liked them and I liked painting them. Veerman came along, and they were the hotness. But if you were to say right now, what would I take if I took my favorite faction to Michigan? Plague.
Yeah, you've always been a Plague man.
Always.
Is it because you have the plague?
Because I have buboes about my groin and my armpits. It is a fact that I've been in contact with fleas that have dined on rats, all of which I have no apologies for.
Oh, I thought it was that you actually look like a stage 1 below the belt.
That's true.
He's all chitness. He's a chitness groin. My favorite faction, let's see. It was Enforcers, but they suck now. So, no. The Enforcers got slightly better with escalation, but I think I'm going to go with Asterians. Even right off the bat, they kind of interested me, but I like the aesthetic. I like them. I like their playstyle. They're fun. And I like Kalishi, even though they don't make sense. But you have to put clothes on them, because I don't like people running around naked on the battlefield. But
just tonally, they still don't work, and they've changed them up a little bit since their inception. But I still wonder how this race of technologically advanced people would go. We're gonna designate a section of our forces to people who run around like savages. It doesn't make sense. But anyways.
Well, the explanation was always, these are people who shun technology, but that makes no sense. How'd they get to the battlefield? Why do they work with all these other people? It makes more sense that they're like berserkers, kind of, that just don't care. Or young people who just want to prove themselves before they get the armor or something. That should have been what it is. But
do they just sulk on the transport all the way to the planet? Just like I'm rejecting this technology. Come out of your room. No, I'm rejecting this door that's automatic. You have to get down to the planet. I reject that drop ship. And then they get down there, and
so there's
coordinating.
Surly teenagers.
Yeah. I'm not going to follow your rules because you're telling me over a radio.
That's right. So that's it. Jack is Plague, and I am now Asterians. If the Enforcers, they were my first love. They're close, but I think Asterians are who I like now. Especially, I got this guy. I got Black Talent now. I got this guy. Look at that. He's got a silver base on him right now, before he turns black. So I'm excited about him. Yeah. So that's first one. Second question is best Deadzone game memory to date. Do you have any good memories of a game we've played, Jack? Or you've played with anyone? Doesn't have to be with me, I guess. Thanks, jerk.
Good Deadzone memories. I got lots of Deadzone memories. Game in particular, instances in particular.
I can go first if you'd like.
Yeah, how about?
Mine is definitely on New Year's, not this year, I think it was the year before. We tried to play a 1,000-point aside game, and we got about halfway through and we got drunk. And that was pretty fun.
We did have a social engagement we had to get to, so we found out on it.
And we pre-drinked. But that was a really fun game. I also remember a game we were playing in my hangar bay. It was pretty fun. It was just... you were in a mech, or I was in the mech, and we were just pinned down with dogs attacking the mech. And fun times like that.
Yeah. Well, we've played a lot.
Yeah, that's the problem. Any one game doesn't pick out. I had a good game with Coach when we were both once. It was funny. Every time I good games, it's always I've been drinking. But we were pretty smashed on some high-end scotch and trying to play a game. That was pretty fun. Yeah. How about you, Jack? Do you remember any Adepticon games that stand out?
There's one when I was playing Jeff Burbage the first year we played in the Adepticon tournament that we had a good time. But I remember we were playing version 1 and it was a different game, but we had a lot of really good back and forth, like knockdown, drag out fights with, like, a lot of people remember when a plague dog kills a strider. Yeah, that happens. But I remember some like back and forth, like round after round of two people just slugging it out underneath a,
Actually, when we were playtesting something, was that I think the last playtest we were doing, and it was pretty fun back and forth fights. We never knew who was going to win. I think that was the Veerman. We were playtesting the new Veerman. What about when you're playing Joe Neat?
That was good too.
Beast of War.
That was good too. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's hard. We've played so much; it's hard to pin one down. But
yeah,
that maybe that's I'll go with that officially when I showboated for Beasts of War.
And it worked somehow.
Yeah, I just charged an abomination at his abomination or aberration, and I killed it. And it was just a dumb thing to do. No tactics at all. It's because Beast of War were standing there taking pictures. Yeah.
If you could wave a magic wand to get one thing for Deadzone, what would it be and why? One thing that you'd like to add to Deadzone. Or it says one thing. Maybe it means troop, but I guess it could be anything. It could be a rule. Overwatch back. I wouldn't mind getting Overwatch back. I've been playing a lot of Shadowrun from Harebrained Scheme and using Overwatch in that, and it's like, oh yeah, this is great mechanic, Overwatch.
Is it like the XCOM Overwatch, or
yeah, pretty much. If whoever moves, you have to aim in like a cone. I don't remember if XCOM is a cone. I think it's anybody in XCOM, but this has like a cone, and anybody moves within that cone, you shoot at them. Yeah, similar. Yeah. What are you thinking?
What would I add?
Asterion Strider?
Nope.
Naked Rats?
Nope. I would add my 2 cents worth on a couple of the skills that I find redundant or too complicated.
Yes.
That's what I would do. I would add my big nose into where it doesn't belong.
We heard it here first, people. Jack is volunteering to join the rules committee, so anytime you need him, he'll jump in there.
It Burns is pretty bizarre in the way it works.
Frag.
Spotter is one of multiple of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just some things, and I think I think there's enough of those rules that Ronnie himself was thinking of getting rid of, and now there's more of that I think kind of hinder people getting into the game that's supposed to be fast and light and fun, and yeah, or that bases matter, one of the two.
Yes. Well, we already know bases do matter, so it doesn't. Bases don't matter. They don't. Most amazing Deadzone table we've seen. I'm trying to think. Have you seen? Remember any really good Deadzone tables? I'm trying to think of. Rick's table's really nice. That he did from Uncertain Scenery with multiple levels.
Yes.
There's good tables, and then there's like fun to play on tables. That's two different things. Coach had a really cool one where they big huge wall in between. It was like you're fighting. There's a kind of wall, but there's lots of breaks in it, so you can get around. That was kind of fun. I played that at the first tournament against Hot Dice, actually, on that one. I'm trying to think. Anybody else you can think of that has nice tables?
I'm going to go a deep dive here, and I don't know why he didn't have it displayed, or I didn't see it prominently done, but Adam Kinney had one that was an overgrown kind of looked like an Atlantis-like. That was really neat.
Yeah, I don't know about playing on it. I think playing on it would be kind of hard, but looking wise, it looked really nice.
Yeah, he was saying that how he had balanced it out this way and that way and stuff, but since I didn't see it being played on, I only saw him carting around. I think he was showing someone. I was talking to someone, and he came over and said, "Hey, here, look." But that was interesting.
Yeah, there is always amazing things. We showcase it on the shoutouts all the time. Is what people do with that terrain crate stuff. Like, it's been around in one form or another, Battlezone or Terrain Crate, for 5 years, and yet people find new ways to use that stuff, and I always find that amazing. And I'd never really see those people use it on a board, but just the stuff they've done with the terrain itself, I love that. And I'm sure Bill and Sue could build a kick-ass Deadzone table. Out of all the stuff they find, I want to see this, Bill. I want to see all the stuff you find at a thrift shop, turn it into a Deadzone table. I love those videos.
Another good one I saw was Andy 2D6.
Yes.
He built one that has a subterranean component, like there's sewers and stuff, and then the board on top. That one is really nice. Has different entrances from the sides, and you can gain access through these. That one's really good too, but it's not modular. It's not.
Yeah, I did see one. I wonder if that was him or if it was somebody else. That was just really beautiful the way it was built. But once again, playing on it would be a little bit harder. Actually, the one that Bill built for the first Adepticon went to, that huge one, that was like a moving platform. That was really cool. That would have been fun to play on. Never got a chance. We actually almost took that home. If we had space in our car, we would end up with that thing. Because they were like, we don't know what to do with this. Do you guys want it? We're like, we'd love it. We just can't carry it.
It would have been. I think we would have been doing a lot of battle reports if we'd had to. I think that was the reason was like, here, take this. You're ready to go. You can do. Continue doing our
use it. Yeah, coverage. Use it in battle reports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never got a chance.
No.
What's that? Coolest custom Deadzone item you've ever seen. I'm trying to think. Somebody did a really, really awesome plague zombie plague enforcer that was super easy, and I was like, wow, that looks great. That should be what a plague enforcer is. That might be my favorite. There's been a few people that we've really focused on. I love head swaps. I'm a big head swap guy, so anytime you switch some heads. And plus, we've mentioned already all that cool terrain. I think when someone turned the light posts into a gun emplacement, that was like one of the first things I ever saw, and that was like blowing your mind, because we had so many of those stupid light posts, because we had so many accessory sprues. And yeah.
That's a hard question, because there's a lot. It's a big community, and there's a lot of people. And I don't condone the switching of Dreadball minis into Deadzone minis. That is something that I find abhorrent. But
we would never do that.
But I have seen a couple that have really were impressive.
Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. That's yeah. It's hard to remember everything. We've seen so much good stuff over the years.
It's been like 7 years, so.
Yeah, we should have actually prepared. Something we've created that we're most proud of. I love your one Plague Leader. Your one that you pretty much made from scratch. He looks like Jason Voorhees a bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's pretty decent.
I love my jet bike we made for jet bike races, and it was fun. I made a chopper jet bike with really long forks, and yeah. Do you remember anything you made?
My Veerman Strider. I like that.
Oh yes, your Veerman Strider, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was classic.
Classic.
Yeah.
It's one of the first ones I knew when we had too much Deadzone access to. We had bought so much that we could start to toy around. Where it wasn't like, I need this for my strike team. It was like, oh, let's go crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why there's a Mech Zone game floating around. We had so many ideas, and we knew.
Yeah. Actually, that's true. Mech Zone itself, I think that's a creation that I might be most proud of, because that took a lot of work to change the rules up for version 2 and to build all those mechs and stuff. I think that's probably what. And now you say that really makes me I think that was a good accomplishment.
I wasn't actually even able to see it played. Never mind play it once at Adepticon because I was busy. So, but you said it went well. You know what? As a joint, as a team effort, let's say that's it. That was good. Yeah.
As for team efforts, team building exercise, which episode do we wish we didn't have to live through?
That we wish we didn't have to live through?
Yeah, who was the worst races to do team building exercise? GCPS. I think that's just it's just so boring. I know there's some that we should have redone, and we probably will end up redoing. But what do you think? Is there any that you really hated other than GCPS?
I'm not thinking of the factions. I'm just thinking any in which Boomer was talking.
Terrible. Boomer's the best. I'm going to kick you off the stream. Coach says the first Forge Fathers episode. I don't remember it. Was it bad? I don't remember it. Maybe that's why.
Is that the one we had technical issues and we had to start all over again? And then
quite multiple times? Yeah, maybe that was.
Very late anyways for some reason. And
I don't think that was Forge Fathers. I think that was a different one. But it was bad, whatever that one that was. The first Marauders one is the funniest one ever, and the sound was terrible. And then I think it was it the other Marauders one that it failed and we lost it? When Georgie fell over the garbage can for realsies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few that we've missed, but yeah, I think personally GCPS and any that it's failed and we've had to redo, which has happened.
I think that Forge Father one is the one Coach is talking about. And hey, Coach, how's it going? Glad you could make it.
You can see the chat.
No.
Yeah. Yes. It's team building is fun, but sometimes it does screw up, and we have the official have multiple people recording at all times rule for all podcasts because we've lost a few, and every time we give up on that have multiple people record, we seem to have a failure. So it's you've missed some gold because there's been some podcasts that just been gone. So
that was one of the funniest instances of any podcast that I've been involved with. When Georgie went in another room, tripped over the garbage can, went ass over tea kettle,
and it sounded like a cartoon because it was just like the perfect like garbage can smashing noise and someone falling on the ground.
And then it just needed like a potted plant falling and like a spring sound. Boing. Yeah. And then Coach's reaction, because we didn't know exactly what happened at first, and then that was a good one.
Yeah, it's sad that one was gone forever. And that first Marauders one was great, and the sound was just terrible. And I think that was the first one I was like, wow, this is actually an entertaining show. We would have won the award earlier if they could have heard that one. So there you go, Team Building. Nice.
Yeah.
What other games do you use your Mantic miniatures to train for, if any? We don't use miniatures for any other game. Terrain, we don't really play any other games. All the games we play are things like Dreadball or fantasy games. We've played some Kings of War, and we want to get into Vanguard more. And, And other than that, we play dungeon crawlers. We'll play either Star Saga or we used to be into Shadows of Brimstone a lot. We could use it for Dust. We haven't played Dust in forever, though.
No.
But frankly, we never get time to play the games we want to play, let alone other games. So, yeah, we don't really use it for anything else. Have we ever used it for anything else? I don't think so.
No.
Other than I'm trying to think. No, not even. I was gonna say even Warpath or something, but I don't think we've ever used it for that even. No. So there you go. Throw your Mantic Terrain out. It's only good for one game. Besides upcoming Mantic games, any upcoming miniature games you're excited for? Miniature games I'm excited for. I'm getting Pacific Rim pretty soon. That'll be fun. But that's more just for the miniatures. I'm trying to think. I have the Batman game. That's for the miniatures. Any game I buy is for the miniatures to actually play. I don't think there's any. Jack, you have Dark Crystal we have to play still.
Yep.
But any other miniature games? More role-playing games. I think we were excited about playing some future role-playing games, but not miniature games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
No, me either. And you like to do your purchases of various things, so one might, you might read the rule set and go, "Oh yeah, I'm down for this."
Yeah, but a lot of them are just board games, really.
You just played Epic Miniature Monsters, or whatever that's called.
Yeah, Tiny Epic Mechs, which is right behind my head, right there. But that's a board game. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What are the games? We got Highlander back there. That's really a board game. Robotech games are card games. Those are the kind of things. Miniature games? Why play anything else other than Deadzone? Really?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Vanguard, because Vanguard's Deadzone for fantasy. When you already got a perfect game, why play anything else? There is a lot of games that are really nice looking. We almost got into Rumble Slam, but once again, that's barely a miniatures game. That's more of a, I wouldn't even call it a board game. I don't know, skirmish. It's a wrestling game. So, but actual, like, I would never get into Infinity. I love the miniatures, but I would never play the game. Obviously not 40K or anything like that.
What's 40K?
Yeah, it's true. Tripods in biplanes, I almost bought it, but once again, it would just been to collect the miniatures because they're cool looking. World War I, like War of the Worlds miniatures, so it's biplanes versus the tripods from World of the Worlds. I'm trying to think. I want the new Aliens game that's going to be coming out for Warlord, or Gale Force 9, but that's, once again, it's more like a board game, and I want it for the miniatures. So, yeah. Jack, you collected Guild Ball stuff, but you were never really planning to play it, were you?
No. I liked the miniatures. I want to paint the miniatures. I wanted some sci-fi miniatures to paint, or some non-sci-fi miniatures to paint, and so I was glad to get some from Adepticon, and I've built them, and I will be painting them after the Volt Chasers. I want to paint the Volt Chasers first.
Yeah, I have a lot to paint.
Once we do some role-playing games, I'll be painting up, some characters and stuff. But all in due time. I don't know where any of my hobby stuff is since the move. I'll see how it feels to paint here at the desk.
You gotta get a feel for it.
Yeah, gotta find it, see how I'm gonna organize it, and then.
But I will expand that. RPGs though. Want to split what RPGs we're excited about coming up? I'm excited for Shadowrun. Pat picked up the new Shadowrun. He's supposed to be maybe playing over on Skype maybe. Jack, you got The Expanse and your own role-playing game that we've been playing.
We do need to play some role-playing games. When we're talking to Sue Trainaholic, she said Bill was playing D&D, and I was like, yeah, that's what I wish I was doing.
Mm-hmm. I picked up the new Cyberpunk Red, which is between Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk 2077. Once again, probably not going to play it, but it's very cool. Call of Cthulhu's great. I know Andrew, Coach's son, Andrew, would love to play some Call of Cthulhu. He's getting into that, so maybe we'll have to play some of that online too. So there you go. We've got to get a group together that we just Skype it up and start playing some role-playing games. And anybody who wants to volunteer to DM, we'd love to have someone else DM.
But also, I'm sure there'll be enough room at the table for a couple people that are interested. Once we organize, get a decent-sized group, 4 or 5 players. See if that happens.
Beetle said he just finished the Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign today. That sounds pretty fun.
And what is that?
I assume it's D&D. He's a D&D guy, I think. And Beetle says he don't DM. That's right, you can play. And, we should get some people playing. Have a roving cast of players. Was asked, Dark Crystal, Jack. How you liking the new show?
I watched 2 more episodes today, I'm 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 very happy with it, but I'm also not going to just sit and binge it all at one time. I'm not going to treat it like a buffet. I'm I'm enjoying it so much. I'm metering it out, making it last. I'm savoring it.
That's good. You're not just binging it, treating
Yeah,
it like a $2 hooker.
I'm working my schedule. I get tired, and if I'm not going to be able to be invested and enjoying and actively watching it, if I start to feel myself getting tired, I'll just okay.
That's a good idea.
There's always tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
there's
got,
many times I've fallen asleep watching shows, and then afterwards I have to go back, or I don't go back, and I regret it.
but
It's true. You're a good plan. You have good patience.
I do have good patience, and honestly, this show gets dark.
I heard it was darker than the original, which is crazy because the original's pretty damn dark.
You have no idea
I probably never have an idea because Dark Crystal scares me.
because Jim Henson did when he made the movie wanted kids to be introduced to fear. He did. He was like, it's healthy for kids to know there's scary things, and they ramp it up a bit. And I know some people have complained that they could tell who the voice actors are and why did they go with known people, but I don't know. I know Key and Peele are in it, but I haven't heard their voices to recognize it. And the only one that I did recognize was Mark Hamill.
Yeah, he's got a pretty recognizable voice.
And it was I knew immediately who was doing the voice. It's not because it sounds like the Joker. It sounds more like Starscream than the Joker.
Is he a Skeksis?
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, Skekstech, the Skeksis.
Beetle says you need more lights, at least one. Nope, Jack's the dark. He sits in the dark.
I can turn on the light switches right there.
You're bright enough for me, Jack.
Oh, okay. Of course, I could just get on here and see here. Someone sent me a message.
Uh-oh. It's probably Coach. He always likes to interject himself.
Oh, yeah. It's for you and Andrew on the messenger. So I can just turn this one off and this one off. There we go. Now, does that help? Is it now?
Yeah, you have no more background. It's just you now.
Is that better?
I think they want the lights on.
I'm open for suggestions.
I think you're fine. You are dark. The lights behind you aren't helping. Although they are like key lights. It's like you need a light behind you to key in. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Dark Crystal, fun times. And what's people are saying? Coach doesn't like what the Gelflings look like. Poor Coach.
I've heard that complaint. It is unabashedly faithful to the movie. You know, in the movie where the few times you see a Gelfling, and you know it's a person, and they climb up a mountain, and then it goes back to the puppets.
Mm.
It's jarring, and even as a kid, I was like, "Hey, that looks a little different." And you'd think, "Okay, for this, well, we won't do that anymore." Well, they do it, and they do some things that were done in the movie where you're like, "It's not." It's just like, "Hey, that's the way it was," and the skin texture looks way better, and everything looks better about the Gelflings, but they didn't give them animatronic mouths, and they didn't CGI the hell out of them. It's basically a puppet still.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they are aliens with a snout, so I wouldn't expect them to have the same musculature as a person, but if they did, they've got expression though. Like you see them sometimes, they can purse their lips, their eyes. You can see them when they can scream, they can look around, they emote still.
They are Muppets, so Muppets are puppets. Suck it up. And yeah, I can't think. I haven't watched anything. trying to think if I watched anything. TV is terrible. I haven't watched anything.
Are you going to watch the new Amazon Prime?
Carnival Row.
Yeah, the Saga ripoff.
Saga ripoff. It's like more like just steampunk. Saga's in space.
But it's the exact same story.
Well, we'll see.
More factions. One wounded, the other one.
We'll see. I don't know if it's true.
Clara Delevingne is probably the worst actor or actress I have seen in a long time. But who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, but you really only saw her in that one movie, right?
Valerian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
In Valerian, it was just that those two actors had no chemistry. Like, I think on their own they're fine, but because isn't the one guy's on Stranger Things, isn't he? Is he the guy from Stranger Things? Maybe not. He looks very similar to that guy, but it's yeah, they were just that movie was just poorly cast.
But I'm hoping because the male star in that is what's his name?
I don't even know.
He's a pretty decent actor. I'm hoping that he'll be able to elevate her. Because the only other thing I know that she was in was
it's Orlando Bloom, isn't it?
Yeah. The only other thing she was in was Suicide Squad, and people were saying,
right, she was. I forgot she was in that.
She was pretty trash in that, and I was like,
well, that movie was trash. There wasn't.
I didn't see it, so I can't say.
The only good part of that movie is probably Margot Robbie, and it's because she went in all in as the new 52 Harley Quinn. Even though I don't like that Harley Quinn, but she went all in for it, so she was doing fine. But everything else about that movie was terrible. I cannot wait for James Gunn's version though. That's gonna be amazing.
Well, she's directing a Birds of Prey movie, so you might enjoy that too.
Margot Robbie, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, probably not. I didn't say I liked that Harley Quinn. I just said she was good as Harley Quinn.
Oh.
My Harley Quinn is Batman the Animated Series. That's the only Harley Quinn that should be. Because, yeah. She doesn't, Margot Robbie doesn't say puddin' enough. That's the only issue. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that is coming up that we're excited about. What about in the chat? Anybody excited about any movies come up? And Coach said the exact same thing as I did, that Harley Quinn was the only good thing in the Suicide Squad movie. So there you go. We agree on something. And this is Coach. Coach loves terrible movies. He watched Shazam and liked it. I haven't seen Shazam. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. I can't think of any other movies that I want to see. I haven't seen Spider-Man yet. I haven't seen new Hellboy yet. TV is terrible. I haven't watched this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't watched new Punisher. I haven't watched new Daredevil. I'm so far behind in everything. Why can't they make Highlander and Robotech TV shows?
A combination of the two.
Yeah. There can be only one.
Gundams decapitating each other.
I'd watch it. Next year, Pacific Rim is getting an anime. Excited about that. I will show off once again. There's Jetfire.
Yeah.
And in our tests, if you haven't watched our test show from yesterday, that's still on Twitch. Jack did call it Skyfire, and it is called Skyfire, Jack. I yelled at you for calling him Skyfire, but that's his name after they got sued. So he is Skyfire.
Oh.
But he's Jetfire to me. That's what I meant.
Okay.
I only realized later, like, Jack probably thought he was wrong, but you weren't wrong.
Oh, I was just not
wrong in my eyes.
I was just not as correct as I could have been.
That's right. Yeah. And coming up, like we said, we're going to Michigan, record 100 there, and after 100, we'll see. I'm sure there'll be some announcements with 100.
Don't do it, Rob. Don't tease.
I'm teasing.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anybody can make it to Michigan next weekend and hang out, it'll be fun times. We'll playing Dreadball, probably not playing Deadzone, because we're probably going to record during that, unless Jack really wants to play Deadzone.
I asked who else would be going. I was like, who else would be going? Because I wanted to see who I know that'll be there, and I was told go look someplace. I'm like, I don't know where that is, and I don't know where the points costs for anything are. I don't know. I'm going in blind.
Yeah, these Michigan guys, they don't give you anything.
Just hang you out to dry.
Coach would give us all the information.
Oh, for sure.
See, Coach, we got you. And Coach, you weren't invited to Michigan because those two superpowers cannot meet in just a normal weekend. That is an epic battle that is reserved to Adepticon. The New York crew and the Michigan crew, it's like oil and water. You can only explode at Adepticon, so we expect to see that fight there.
On neutral ground.
It's neutral ground, Chicago. I don't know if most people have probably heard by now, but I probably won't be able to go to Adepticon next year. My boss is going to Bali, and unfortunately when my boss is gone, I'm the only one there, so I have to be there. So, it's a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Bali, probably, so I think I should let her go. And so no Adepticon. I'll be at Gen Con, though. I'm trying to drag Jack to Gen Con. Jack, what about you, Adepticon? You were on the fence. You're not sure?
Oh, Adepticon?
Yeah.
I'll see. All the hotels have already sold out, so there's nowhere to sleep. And
well, Spring Hill's always... We were able to get Spring Hill really late notice before, so I'm sure there'll be room in Spring Hill. And also, I'm sure you could also drag your ass into someone else's hotel room. They owe you. So whoever else is going, give Jack a room.
We have put up... we have had squatters come in on our... a few times, so maybe I would be able to, but I don't know. Probably not. Probably.
Yeah. Well, you'll see how it goes. You probably will owe Girani will owe you a bottle of some kind of liquor, so you might have to go there.
Or if I owe him.
Well, he's got to get that hat to multiple places, and he's only gone to 2 so far. He needs 5, and the year's half over at this point. So
he's a showman, though. Ronnie knows what he's doing. He's a phenom of rolling out, and he wouldn't just do 5 in the first month and go, "Hey, it's done." There's going to be stories of how the hat went missing for a while, and there's going to be, it's going to be, "Hey, bet you forgot." Yeah, he's not just going to. He's a showman.
Be like last second, he'll show up with it. And his last one will be United States. Was United States out of the running?
States and the UK proper are out as.
So he's been to Singapore and
Spain.
Spain. Yeah.
Which I was promised, like Russia and various other like far-flung areas, but he was possibly there on a hen do with his girlfriends. So Spain, an hour flight to someplace that the English people go for day trips. Maybe there's some contention there. Maybe I'd be able to.
But he went to Singapore, which is like twice as far than normal, so that counts as 2.
Yeah, Singapore was...
And he thought he lost the hat, so now he found it again. We might see it on more adventures.
But we'll see. I might have to send a bottle of whiskey some other way.
I think the United States should count as long as it's not Adepticon or somewhere. If it's like Disneyland or LA or somewhere, it should count. But them's the rules.
Locale?
What's that?
As an exotic locale?
Yeah, of course. Disneyland's pretty exotic. Actually, you should just go to Epcot and pretend he's all different places. Here I am in Mexico.
Here I am in Guadalajara, Mexico. Oh, here I am in Tatooine. Oops, I went over the...
That's right. We walked onto the wrong set.
Yeah.
Here, I'm in Diagon Alley. Yeah, so...
Well, we're winding down. We have 10 more minutes for the stream, and Rob has another... he has a podcast to record after that. So if there's any questions, if there's anything people want to know, any last-minute things, this is the time.
Yeah, hard out at 10 because I do have to record the Superhero Crew podcast. You can go to Superhero Crew on the YouTubes, even though YouTube sucks, and watch that. We're doing podcasts every week now, which is fun, with Andrew and Coach, and we can try drag Jack on this one maybe. Get Jack to discuss current affairs in comic books he hasn't read in 20 years.
I did see they released a full set of, not a full set, but a set of Alpha Flight figures. It had Aurora and Shaman and Puck and Guardian and Vindicator. And I was like, well, that's pretty neat.
Spoilers, that's your Christmas birthday. Your Christmas birthday present.
Christmas birthday.
Yeah.
I was looking at some Weta Workshop Skeksis statues. Really? I was like, oh, that looks nice. And then I saw the price tag.
Yeah. They at Gen Con, Weta Workshop was doing all these like cartoony takes on like famous monsters, and I was looking at them too. I think they're resin, and then they're quite expensive.
Yeah, the cheapest ones were like $350, and I was like, holy, there's no way.
Yeah, Weta does it really nice, but they also know what their worth is, and it's never cheap. So
no.
Beetle wants to know what you do for an Adepticon room. What's your bribe? So if you can bribe Beetle.
Oh dear.
I think it was a proposition. Was that like what's that movie with
Indecent Proposal?
Yeah, that's it.
Right, I gotta go in, there's just money all over the bed.
Yep. And Beetle in a negligee. Get that out of your heads, people.
If anyone wants to know what Beetle looks like, I have a selfie with him. You just take a look at that and see if that's something you want to see.
Jack and Beetle.
Yeah.
It's fanfic, guys. Beetle's saying "ooh," but it was his idea, so I can't say much.
You can't.
You can't say something like that and then "ooh" it. It was your choice.
No. You put that out in the ether, you can't pull it back. That's why you gotta be very careful when you say graphic things like that.
I will say for the next episode, I'm going to allow Jack to go off on his whimsies. So I won't try to bring it back to reality anymore. For the final episode, I'm going to let Jack go off on the rails. So prepare for that, people. You're going to go on an adventure. I
do think that we should take advantage of the fact that there's going to be background people there. And it'll get a little crazy, which I think is good. We did the questions on this episode because who knows what's going to happen. At one point, I might have Dom in a headlock, giving him like a little... He's like, I'm trying to play. And, things like that.
Yeah, maybe we should... I do have a video recorder. Maybe I should bring that. I take some video of you attacking people.
At least I'm not promising that I'll attack anyone, but...
Well, that was an attack you just described.
I guess so, yes.
Jack... In this environment, you shouldn't be touching people without their permission.
I will have permission slips printed out to be filled out in triplicate.
They want to know. Beetle was asking what it would take for us to play Vanguard on Steam, on stream. Sorry, not Steam. Stream. Yeah, we always talk about doing doing battle reports like live or taping them, but. We suck, so that's the way it works.
Yeah, if we could do it right, we would. So many other people do it better. when you watch a Coach battle report or a Dreadpath Zone battle report, you go, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's how it's done."
plus you see how much work's behind doing them. Like
And
that's
yeah,
we're not. So it might be a live one. That'd be nice and easy. We did a live Star Saga, but unfortunately, once again, the technology let us down a bit there. The way that it was not shifting cameras, so you couldn't really see the board. But we tried that.
yeah, we stay in our lane. We know
Sure.
what we do. You can listen to us. We are your surrogate friends for an hour while you're driving to work. We can, we fill that role, I think, nicely, and we do that. But it would only lead to pain and suffering if we, as of right now, tried to get a battle report done properly. I think.
Yeah, but an improper one maybe. And a video recorder like a camera, Coach. Yes, I do have a video recorder like a camera. And Beetle says, by technology letting us down, do we mean alcohol? Alcohol's never let us down, Beetle. How dare you say that? It's true. Yes, a drunk Vanguard? I'm not sure about Deadzone maybe, because we know how to play Deadzone. But trying to do a stream of a game we've never played, Vanguard, or at least played very little of, maybe not so much.
I have my Vanguard model sitting right over there. I want to.
Yeah, I have my army somewhere too. I forget where I put it. I don't know where it is. Actually, I don't know where my miniature bag is. It's around here somewhere.
If you were to say, "Hey, we're going right now. Get your Dreadball and your Deadzone stuff together. Let's go." I would be like, "Okay, well, I'm going without, and I'll have to. I will have to apologize to Mr. Burbage profusely because I can't possibly play." But
well, you actually found the Dreadball box set, which was nice.
Yes.
People are annoyed that I keep moving the mouse around, but I do that. It's a nervous twitch. You can't help it. I'm going to move the mouse, and you'll be able to see it. So,
how do they know you're moving the mouse?
Because it's screen capturing. They can see my mouse. Right now, I'm pointing you right in the eye. Does it hurt? Which eye am I pointing at, Jack?
Oh. See, I can't see any.
You can't see that. You don't see
most on the screen as you're like just.
Yeah. That's what I mean. If I minimize this, they'd see all my porn on the other pages, so I can't do that.
Oh, you're suicide girls.
Bill Sue said that Bill he ran his first D&D adventure in Hell tonight and managed not to kill anyone. Well, there you go. Did you play on the Hell board? Because that thing is great.
That's either a success or a failure, depending on which your outcome you wanted.
Yes. And D&D, fun times. I haven't played D&D in many an age. We played Jack's fantasy game, which is not D&D, but I haven't played D&D in forever.
But maybe, just maybe, we'll get a group that can do some streaming, and we'll do something. Maybe even something that, if not on Skype or some way, other people can watch. Maybe.
I know. Once again, Fabian Hot Dice. We were talking about the Robotech role-playing game, and we were saying we gotta maybe at. Well, not at Adepticon because I'm not going, but maybe at Triton we can get a session in of one of the games there. I know Coach said that Andrew wants to DM, so maybe we'll do a quick Call of Cthulhu with Andrew at Triton next year. I booked Triton off. What is it, June 11th, I think? Or July 11th next year? So, everybody come to New York next year, next summer. Lots of time. Jack's going to come, right, Jack?
Could be.
It's just a weekend, so that's the best part.
Yep. Yeah, no. Things have opened up. There's been a change here in the dynamic.
Yeah, so hopefully, I'm for sure coming to Triton. I promised Coach last year, and it just didn't work out. So this year, I'm going to make sure I get there.
That's the thing. Both of these things, like Adepticon stuff, all of these things are in flux. Nothing set in stone. But
yes, and yeah, we'll see
how it
goes.
Michigan. As soon as I find out how to make a team, what the point costs are, and
Coach said not to play with his emotions, Jack, about coming. Yeah. I'm also planning on going to, instead of Adepticon, a couple weeks before that is C2E2 in Chicago. So I might go help Pat there because they have a booth at C2E2 selling Walking Dead and Hellboy. So I might go help. At least get to go to Chicago and enjoy Chicago, because when I went to Indianapolis, my first day, it was delayed 12 hours at least from door to door, so I never got to enjoy Chicago at all this year. So next year I got to enjoy Chicago some more.
Yep.
But yeah, New York City, that'd be fun. Chicago, Indianapolis, that sounds like a year to me. And that's about it. I don't think there's anything else. So I'm also going to Mexico in April, so that's going to take a lot of my travel costs. Damn sister getting not married, but vows renewed. So that'll be fun. I'll try not to get killed in Mexico. That's my plan. I don't think you can get killed in the pool bar, though, because I'm not leaving the pool bar. I'll sleep in that pool bar.
You can get a UTI, possibly some sort of other infections, but no, chances are you will survive.
Chances are. And yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
So it is 10 o'clock. We don't want you to keep your other your co-conspirators busy.
Look, I can change the color tone with my head.
See, I thought that's what you were talking about when you were saying, how can they tell you were moving something? I thought maybe it was just changing, because every once in a while I go bright, dark.
Because every time I look down at my
chat. That's what it is. I thought that's what they're complaining about.
Well, this camera sucks. I think it's stuck on like night vision mode or something. I can't seem to get it off there.
We have the same camera.
I know, and yours
is
better.
And we both are now running Windows 10. Everything should be.
Although yours isn't as good as it was yesterday. So maybe it's something to do with the stream.
No, could be just it changes from 720 to 4 something when it goes up, down.
Could be. Well, people, I hope this was a pretty successful stream, and maybe we'll do it again next month or sooner. We'll see. Well, next month for sure, because this is the last day of this month. But thank you for joining us on our inaugural Twitch stream. I will see if I can put it on YouTube. Most likely not. We'll see how YouTube handles me trying to put this on there, but we'll see how it goes. Best thing is, every time I do a stream on Twitch, it creates a live event on YouTube. So if you see a live event just posted on YouTube, it's because I went live on Twitch. It's whatever this app is. It's hooked to both, and it refuses to go live on YouTube. So that's why I switched to Twitch, because YouTube sucks. I think that's what the episode should be called. But until next month, I've been Rob.
And I'm Jack.
And that's Jack. Ooh, look at that! His thumb. It's like 3D. And to turn this off, we have to go through infinity and beyond. So you guys get to enjoy that. So prepare. Watch this, people. It's gonna be amazing. Here we go. Whoa!